What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. As per your guys' request, Facecam is back. I'm having some issues with Facecam and stuff, but I'm going to be changing setups in the next day or two, so it should be alright. But first of all guys, thank you for being here today. I do appreciate the support you have given. Second of all, for those of you that follow the account, I know some people follow the account. Do you know what I mean? Like on Xbox, you can follow people, and like you can basically look at squads and stuff like that. Please don't ruin it for other people. I saw several comments in the past 3 or 4 videos, and I didn't want to bring it up because I was hoping it would go away. But there's 1 or 2 people specifically who just continue to do it, and for example, when I won the Conoply Anchor, it was in the video before I even uploaded the Conoply Anchor. Someone put, he's won Conoply Anchor, look at his squads, you could see it. Please don't, if you want to look and look for yourself so that you get to see the players and you want to kind of ruin the videos for you, that's fine. But please don't put it in the, in the comment section for other people, because you're just going to ruin it for others, which is a little bit annoying. Now, there are around 2 days left of the double coin, double coin. And we're up into Division 4 right now, so I'm hoping we can take on Division 4 today and win it and get ourselves into Division 3. I think we get 18,000 coins if we win Division 4, which is spectacular. Worst case scenario, we're only going to get the promotion, and that will be also good enough. But, I kind of regret a little bit getting relegated for the simple reason that I thought I would have a lot more time to get promoted back up to Division 1, but because of the FUT's tournaments, there just wasn't enough time. If that FUT's tournament didn't come about, or if I won it, the first 3 times instead of taking 9 times to win the 3 players, I would have been able to play so many more league games. It would have really helped. But in hindsight, it was a mistake, and maybe going forwards, we should look at not trying to cheat the system by doing things like that. Not that I find it actually cheating, because I specifically don't think it's cheating. But we try to abuse an in-game opportunity to our benefit. And long story short, it may well have been better to keep grinding Division 1. We may well have earned more coins in the long run. It's impossible to tell, but that's kind of where we're at. So that being said, guys, once again, I just want to really give a massive thanks to everyone that supported this channel and stuck through this channel. I know New Star Soccer isn't about right now. I know the show isn't about right now. New Star Soccer will return when I get home. I forgot to bring the little thing with me that I plug my wires in to go into my iPad to be able to record that. So I apologize there, but there will be no New Star Soccer until I get home back to the UK. And there will be some other app games. I've got a few things lined up going forwards. I think I'm going to play Dungeon Hunter again. I actually play that game, you know what I mean? It's a game I play a lot, so it's definitely a game I want to bring to the channel. And if I'm enjoying it, even if only 5,000 or 10,000 people watch it, they'll be enjoying it, which will be great. Now, into the first game here, and you can see Conoply Anchor got a hat-trick. Gamero scored 1 goal. Bale scored 1 goal. And the team felt great. And one thing I want to talk about through this episode is the feel of the teams, because I've looked at my own player records after all these games today would have been played, and it seems like Aubameyang is just absolutely outrageous. He's probably the best striker I've used this year. That much pace with that good of finishing. You don't need the skill moves. You don't need the Ronaldo, Neymar skill moves, a 5-star. You don't need the 4-star. You don't need the Higuain's 90-odd shooting. You don't need that Gareth Bale, Luis Suarez 98 shooting. All you need is the absolute rapid pace of Aubameyang and the strength that he has, and the fact that he's so tall. He is just absolute godlike. But one thing that I found was that this team, the main team, didn't feel as good as Team 2. And I don't know if that was because I was trying too hard with the team. Was I trying to feed Aubameyang? Was I trying to feed Royce? With Conoply Anchor, it's just one player, and it's hey, if I can get it to him, great. But if I can't, let me just go and score goals. But with Royce and Aubameyang, there's 2 of them, and they take up 2/3 of the attack. So it's hey, let's just try and force it to them. I don't know if that's what I was doing or not, but one of the things that happened in one of the games, which you're about to see soon, I think, is that I came up against a 4-4-2 team, and it reminded me of how good the 4-4-2 was. Yeah, this is actually it, the 4-4-2 team right here. It reminded me of how good the 4-4-2 team was when I used it in a draft on Draft to Glory a while back, and I thought it was a phenomenal formation. It's a formation that hasn't been used much, and as you can see there, the game was pretty dry, pretty dead, possession quite even. He had a few more shots than me, although first-time shots don't count, so I did actually have a few more shots than 3. It was a boring game. We got a 0-0. But the 4-4-2 is good, and if I used the 4-4-2, I could actually fit in Konoplyanka, Aubameyang, and Royce, and then just have like different players around them to boost chemistry, and in that case get rid of one of my teams and invest everything into one super team, and then literally have like my I've got an untradeable BPL team that I could use, just use that team for a cup run. I've got like Clichy, I've got Company, I've got another centre back, I've got Huth that I can put in the BPL team. I've got like Caballero that I can put in the BPL team. Like we've got Lukaku. We've got a lot of untradeable players that we could use, and that way we could sell a lot of players and come up with a really strong 4-4-2 team. Because what I would want, or we could still stick with the 4-3-2-1. It's a little bit more difficult, and either Royce or Konoplyanka has to be off chem. And I wouldn't mind actually putting Konoplyanka left forward. Aubameyang at striker, Royce at right forward on 7 chem, because he'll get the 7 chem there. But then what midfield would I build? Because I would need a strong link to Kono to get him on 10 chem. I could play him on 7 chem, it wouldn't be a problem. Getting that midfield with Royce would be easy, because we could just put like a Muller there or a Vidal there to get him 10 chem. We could then put Boateng at centre back and at right back the same. And it would actually benefit me to do Royce left forward, because we could go Aubameyang striker, Royce left forward, Vidal centre left midfield, Boateng, Alaba and Neuer, and then have Konoplyanka on right forward. But then I would have to give him a strong link somewhere, and there's not too many good Sevilla players that I would want to put in there, especially the fact that we've got Ben Arfa. Maybe actually it'd be worth keeping the 2 teams and just having one not so good team and one really good team. But this team here is pretty good. But the only other thing I can do is, instead of having like the Bale, the Modric, the Rodriguez, the Sergio Ramos, what we've got here, we could go cheap for the second team. We could get rid of Bale and put in Carlos Vela. We could get rid of Gamero and buy anyone that we wanted up front, actually, because of we could put that Castro card up front, for example. So we could have Konoplyanka, Castro, and Carlos Vela up front. Get rid of Gamero, get rid of Bale, get rid of Modric for Kovacic, get rid of Rodriguez for the Koke that we've got, or the Rakitic that we've got in the club. We could play that Gonalons, the team of the season Gonalons. We could build like the best free team that we've got potentially, and get rid of all the big players, and then use those coins to invest them into improving the main team, because there's a lot of room for improvement in the main team. For example, the defense could be upped. We could get the better version of Vidal, etc., etc. So, what do you reckon to that, guys? Let me know in the comment section below if you reckon we should go for one super team and then our cheap untradeable team, or if we should stick with the 2 teams and keep rotating them in divisions. Because what will happen is, if we go for one super team and one cheap team, is the super team will be the divisions team, and the cheap team will just get played in cups, just literally for fitness reasons. That being said, though, guys, looking at these 2 teams, I think I won more games with the Konoplyanka team, but I don't know if that's because I either forced it too much with the Royce team, or if people just tried harder because they saw the Royce and Aubameyang, and they know then that I've won the tournament, several times. So they try harder, and I don't know if it was me, I don't know if it was work rates, I don't know if it's because I haven't got chem styles on. So a lot of things to still try out and test out, but overall, this team that we're playing with now, I really, really like it. And when I say cheap team, I'm talking about like, selling Rodriguez and Modric, and like Rodriguez is like 10k and Modric is like 15k. What am I really selling them for? There's no point selling those. We might as well keep 2 epic players. But getting rid of Bale for Vea, and getting rid of Gamero for, swapping them out for Castro, now that we've got a full La Liga team here, yeah, I'd definitely be down for doing that. Definitely be down for getting rid of players where I can to replace them with players that I've already got. Now, in the terms of Gamero, he is great. He is fantastic. Like, genuinely, his striking is incredible. The fact that I think I bought him for 49,000, and then when we looked, wasn't he going for like 35,000? I don't mind that too much. Well, we've actually got, we've got Perisic, Miranda, and Zuniga in this team. Now, we could get rid of those guys, sell them on, and replace those. We could actually replace those with like Gonalon's, maybe Umtiti's team of the season. And then that's where I don't like this league, because I don't like the fullbacks in the French league. And as we come up against a full PSG team here, he has Kazawa and Aurier, and I just don't rate them. Like, the best fullbacks in this game are Bellerin, are Walker, are Alaba and Alba. The best fullbacks in this game have just absolutely ridiculous pace and not much else. And like, that's not to say that Kyle Walker doesn't have more than pace or Bellerin doesn't have more than pace, but when you get a fullback with like 88 or 90 pace, they're able to keep up with the Ronaldo to the point where, okay, they might not be pushing him off the ball or winning the ball back, but they do enough to stop him from being able to do what he wants to do and, you know, be good for you, which is why that Zuniga card is pretty good, because he's got obviously a lot of pace and some skill moves. But once again, guys, you can see here we score a lovely skill goal with Ben Arfa. We then get the ball into Aubameyang. Aubameyang scores, and when I say to you guys, Aubameyang is the best player I've used, the best striker I've used 98 Suarez, and I love him. I absolutely love 98 Suarez, and I think 99 Ronaldo is one of the best players that I've used in this game ever, any FIFA ever. But there is no question about it that this Aubameyang card is phenomenal. And there could be an argument to be made that, hey, you're in Division 4, like, stop getting ahead of yourself. But it's not about the opponent you're playing against. It's about the feel of the player that you have in your hands. And when I use Aubameyang, I've seen some threads on Reddit saying he feels sluggish, he feels slow. Not for me. His finishing is absolutely clinical. His pace is ridiculous, as you would expect with a 99 pace player. There just seems to be something about him that when he gets the ball, you're not getting him off the ball. And that is what I really, really like about Aubameyang. He is just absolutely deadly with the ball. And he scores just goal after goal after goal. And we score, what a goal that is from Hatem Ben Arfa, hey? The rainbow flick over the defender after getting a bit lucky to get the ball back. He shoots it into the back of the net. We go 6-0 up after 75 minutes. Vidal picks the ball up here. Di Maria into Aubameyang. The fake shot from Aubameyang. And he just doesn't miss. I don't, like, one of the things, like, when I have the ball with Luis Suarez, I try things. I try skill moves, I try long shots, I try finesse shots, because it's Luis Suarez. He's got 98 shooting, or maybe 99 shooting, I can't remember exactly, but he's got, like, you know, basically, like, high 90s for absolutely everything. When you play with Aubameyang, know your limits, know what you're working with, know what you've got in front of you, because it's important. And when you've got Aubameyang, know that a fake shot and a speed boost is far more effective than trying to drill it from 35 yards, because you're going to do a hell of a lot better. So into the next game, we come up against a pretty poor PPL team. I say it's pretty poor because it's so low rated that I find low-rated players against, like, really high-rated players like this Royce, like the Aubameyang that I'm using, like the Konoplyanka and such. They're just not good enough. They are good players and they do work. And, like, you know, I use Kovacic for ages, I use Hesse for ages, I use Castro, who's only 84 rated for a long time, and you can do good things with them. But you need to put those, you need to know the strengths of those players, and you need to put them in good teams to get the best out of low-rated players. Like, if you have just a low-rated team, I think you're going to struggle. And what happened here was, this was actually a really, really close game, but my opponent just wasn't able to finish his chances because he had, you know, I'm sure, like, he's got Lukaku. I'm sure if he had Aguero instead, some of those Lukaku shots that he would have taken would have gone in. He's got Begovic in goal, so he's conceding weak goals like that to Gareth Bale on his weak foot. I'm sure if he had De Gea or Petr Cech in net, he would have scored there. And there's no excuse to, like, not have Petr Cech in there, because Petr Cech is like 2,000 coins and he's 86 rated. And for me, he's one of the best goalkeepers in the game. He's one of those OP goalkeepers. He's like Handanovic. Handanovic, for some reason, just seems to be so broken. Petr Cech is very much the same. But we end up getting a nice, very big 4-0 win, which I think gave us the 3 points required to win the title, if I'm not mistaken. Konoplyanka and Gareth Bale, they're doing great things. His Begovic didn't really get a good rating. As you can see, we did pick up 19,600 coins, so we did indeed win the title off the back of that 4-0 win. And there we go, 20 points, 6 wins, 2 draws. Really disappointed to win one of those draws. The 0-0 was a fair draw, but I conceded a late goal with one of the other ones. So into Division 3 we go. We need 21 points for 22,000 coins. I wouldn't be too disappointed if I only got promotion because I want to rush the games. I'm just going to try and get through it all as quick as possible. So even if I'm on tilt, I'm still going to play. So 18 points is relatively the target. And we go into our first Division 3 game, and we come up against a guy with a very nice La Liga team. Bale, Benzema, and Neymar, Modric, Busquets, Iniesta. I personally would get James Rodriguez in there, put Modric at CDM, and put James Rodriguez in the midfield. But the team in general is very nice, and I made a huge mistake after dominating the game pretty much. I made a big mistake giving him the ball. Tried some skills in my own box with Hatem Ben Arfa, which is never advisable, and gifted him the ball, and he scored the goal. But he gifted it back to me 10 minutes later. Benzema loses out there on the halfway line. Matuidi slides that one into Aubameyang. Aubameyang plays it to Vidal. Vidal into Angel Di Maria. Di Maria shoots and scores, and it makes it 1-1. So our first game in Division 3 is looking a bit more promising now. Hopefully we can get our 3 points, and just 10 minutes before time, ball comes out off the corner to Di Maria, whips it to the far post. The ball gets headed clear. Benzema into Neymar. Neymar tries to dribble it. It falls to Matuidi. I shoot at Matuidi. And the reason why I shushed him here is because he was on Park the Bus. Screw that. Screw you. If you're sitting on Park the Bus, I am going to try and frustrate you just like you are trying to frustrate me. So we end up winning the game there, guys. Getting our first 3 points in Division 3. We're still getting some coin unlock bonuses. As you can see, you know, controlled the game. I wouldn't say dominated the game, but I would say controlled the game. More possession, more chances. Just generally happy with how things went. But that, guys, is going to signal the end of the video. So if you have enjoyed this, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.